Hello, this is Tom Still from the Wisconsin Technology Council. Thank you for joining us for today's edition of WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by the Tech Council in partnership with WisBusiness.com and with the help of our sponsors, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corp and Exact Sciences. Tom Still again from the Tech Council. Hey, I want to start by telling you about some upcoming events. September 11th, our Milwaukee luncheon will discuss tech transfer at the UW-Milwaukee, the Medical College of Wisconsin, and Marquette University with some of the leaders who make this happen. Tech transfer, in essence, is getting good research out from the labs and into companies. September 16th, in partnership with WisPolitics State Affairs, a multi-sector panel will examine how the Trump tariffs are affecting the Wisconsin economy. This will be a luncheon at the Madison Club. September 18th, our Wisconsin Women reception at Findorf Construction in Madison, their downtown office, will feature incoming Tech Council President Maggie Brickaman. She's our speaker. I'll be retiring not too far down the road. November 4th, this is something new with us. We have taken over the Wisconsin Innovation Awards. That'll be at the Monona Terrace in Madison on November 4th. We had 107 entries by the July 31st deadline, and judging is well underway. That'll be followed November 5th and 6th with our early stage symposium at the Monona Terrace in Madison. More to come, and if you want to be present as representing a young company, we'll have some more information out soon. Some recent events: our Tech Council Innovation Network luncheon in Milwaukee, Quarles and Brady law firm. We had guest panelists from the Golden Angels Investors and HealthX Ventures. July 15th was our board of directors meeting. Our golf tournament, ever popular, was June 22nd at the Oaks in Cottage Grove. And July 29th, we talked about the possible creation of a College of Computing and Data Sciences at the UW-Madison. We did that at One City Schools in Madison, and a great crowd showed up for that. I write a weekly column on news and developments that often touch on what's happening in our tech-based economy. It appears in newspapers and on various online platforms in Wisconsin. Recent examples that I've covered include the effect of tariffs, a proposal to create an AI-focused college at the UW-Madison. By the way, that's just now. It's really still a school. And a visit to Titletown Tech in Green Bay and Midwest startup rankings. And by the way, Wisconsin showed up pretty well in those rankings. 8 Wisconsin cities out of the 64 measured were listed. And so you can go to our website to see what other things we've talked about and written about in my Inside Wisconsin column so far in this year and past years. Next up, an interview with Stephen Girard of Sea Change Silicide. Hello again, this is Tom Still from the Tech Council. I'm here today with Dr. Stephen Girard, who is the founder of Sea Change Silicides, and we're going to tell you a little more about that. He was a competitor in the recent Wisconsin Governor's Business Plan contest, finished really well. In fact, was selected by our judges for the Bright New Idea Award. And we're so pleased that he could join us today. Dr. Girard, good to see you.
Thanks so much, Tom.
You bet. Well, let's talk a little bit about your innovation. Now,
Sure.
you're in the world of improving titanium implants, and titanium implants have been around for a while. Nothing new there, but your coating technology has some properties that really advance the use of this and should be great for patients everywhere. Tell us a little bit about some of those main attributes.
Sure. Yeah. So titanium implants are used very frequently in orthopedic and dental applications. So around 60% of all orthopedic implants and about 90% of all dental implants are titanium. And it's a huge market. It's about $20 billion a year. So when you look at the issues around titanium implants, about 5 to 10% of all of these implants will have complications or maybe will just fail. And the way that they fail primarily comes from two sources,
Mhm.
either bacterial infections or from implant loosening. So at this point, there's no one single product that would be applied as a coating on the titanium implants that would address both of those. So what my company has done, Sea Change Silicides, is we have patented and we're bringing to market the first titanium coating that uses bioactive glass. And so this is a really interesting material. It's about half silica glass, so the same material that you find in cups and bottles, and then half bone ions. And it's biodegradable in the human body. And as it dissolves, it releases those ions. And it does two things. It changes the pH so that bacteria can't grow. So it inhibits the growth of bacteria. And then it releases all those bone ions that then stimulate the regeneration of new bone tissue. So we think that our coating could be revolutionary broadly within titanium implants and reduce the failure rates that are associated with those problems.
Excellent. So regenerative for bones and antibacterial at the same time. So that's really amazing. So as you noted, the U.S. market alone for titanium implants is about $20 billion. And so, in addition to the properties you just described, what are some other things that are going to give you an edge in what I'm sure is a highly competitive market?
Yeah, so the aside from efficacy, we think our coatings outcompete everything else currently on the market. We also have a fairly low cost. So the main competitor that exists currently for titanium coatings is plasma sprayed hydroxyapatite. Our customer discovery indicates it's like between 60 and $75 per screw.
Mhm.
Our technology, we can get better efficacy and we can do it for under $10 a screw. So we have about 80% cost savings over the competitors.
Oh, that's a great margin. So as you well know, I mean, with the governor's business plan contest, you were in a highly competitive category, life sciences. In fact, the grand prize winner came out of that same category, and you got the Bright New Idea Award. And so let's talk a little bit about your team. I mean, there's you at Whitewater, there's Liz Thalen, who's a very familiar face to us, and also some folks from WISIS, which is the patent and licensing organization for all the campuses except for Madison and Milwaukee, and for the UW Small Business Development Center. So, talk about this team approach and what these other folks brought to it.
I started this process in January of 2025, and actually applying to the Wisconsin Governor's Business Plan competition
Mm-hmm.
was a major goal of mine to just put the product out there, see what people thought, and try to see how far we could go in the competition. And I had to then leverage as many resources as I could, so that I could make sure that I did all of my homework and that I understood what it is that I'm getting myself into. And so I worked with WISIS in the last couple of years. They've been very helpful in supplying grant and research funding to be able to support the work to get to where we are today. In particular, Wilson Fay at WISIS was incredibly helpful to be able to understand the nature of entrepreneurship, put together the business plan, make sure that the pitch looks good, and all of that in particular. So, aside from that, the Small Business Development Center here, located here at Whitewater, was a great resource, utilizing Ron Chisholm that we
Mm-hmm.
have to be able to figure out some of the financial pro formas, figure out customer discovery, connections with others within the entrepreneurial space. So there's a lot to be said about the resources that have existed here, just on campus at Whitewater, and then also the whole of South Central Wisconsin as well. I definitely could not have gotten as far as I did without their help.
Yeah, well, this is a great lesson for other entrepreneurs. Regardless of what kind of category they might be in, you got to take that first step, which you did by entering the contest itself, the Governor's Business Plan contest,
That's right.
and build a great team around you. And so that's good. Well, thanks again for joining us, Dr. Stephen Girard, here on wisbusiness.com, the show.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again to our sponsors, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and Exact Sciences. We'll see you next time.